Some things are not found. They are constructed. A narrative blueprint for an ideal, designed to be seen, yet fundamentally unseen. This isn't about natural charisma, or accidental stardom. It's about engineering. You are not watching this by accident. You think this is about her popularity. It isn't. What if the silence isn't absence, but a carefully placed void? What if the validation she receives is merely the echo of a carefully orchestrated demand? This is about Mai Sakurajima. The elegant senpai, the stoic actress, the almost ethereal figure who stands just out of reach. Everyone sees her. The one who navigates the bazaar with a quiet dignity, always composed, always seemingly in control. She is the perfect senpai, isn't she? The ideal. The unreachable star. But that is the surface. And the surface always hides its depths, its precise mechanisms. She is less a character, and more a meticulously crafted ideal. Her very presence in a scene isn't just acting, it's framing. Notice how often her reactions are internal, her insights delivered with a quiet knowing glance rather than a loud declaration. This isn't vulnerability. This is design. A specific type of silence that invites projection, rather than true understanding of Mai Sakurajima. Her aloofness, often interpreted as mature independence, is simultaneously a limitation. She rarely initiates. She responds. She reacts. Even her most defiant moments, like the bunny suit, are reactions to an imposed invisibility, not an original drive. This isn't about agency, not fully. This is where it breaks. What appears as strength, her self-reliance, is often a carefully constructed barrier, preventing genuine unprompted need from showing. Her stoicism is a shield, not an inherent state. It's a mechanism to minimize risk, to avoid any expression that could be ignored or, worse, invalidated. You think her struggles with adolescent syndrome are about the fantastical, the supernatural anomaly. But they are profoundly grounded in a very human need. The fear of being forgotten. The erasure of self. For Mai Sakurajima, her very existence is tied to being seen. To being acknowledged. To validation. Her entire arc, from being forgotten to becoming an icon, is a continuous search for a stable, external validation. Not necessarily fame, but tangible proof of her own existence, her own worth. Her initial erasure isn't just a plot device, it's a physical manifestation of a psychological void. An absence of external affirmation. Consider the early moments. The confusion of others. The increasing isolation. This isn't just a symptom of her condition, it amplifies the core issue. The more she is ignored, the more desperately she needs to be seen. A feedback loop of fading. This is the calculated vulnerability of Mai Sakurajima. Sakuta doesn't just see her. He validates her. He becomes the anchor in her reality, the one person whose belief solidifies her existence. This isn't just romance. This is the narrative solution to her core design flaw, a being whose reality is dependent on external perception. And this is the mistake everyone misses. We praise her resilience, her dignity. But we rarely question the fundamental need that drives it. The constant, almost subconscious calibration of self against others' recognition. This isn't just Mai's story. It's yours, too. How much of your identity is built on the responses you elicit from the world? How much of your self is contingent? You call it confidence. But here's the contradiction, true confidence originates internally. Mai's is constantly reinforced by external factors, her acting career, Sakuta's unwavering belief, the very concept of her being seen. Her stoicism, rather than indicating inner strength, can be read as a mechanism to minimize opportunities for invalidation. The tragedy isn't that she struggles to be seen. The tragedy is that being seen doesn't make her complete. It merely confirms her existence. This wasn't growth. It was containment. A sophisticated system designed to manage a pervasive, silent fear of non-being. This engineering isn't unique to fiction. Think of performers, public figures, even everyday individuals on social media. The entire apparatus of modern connection is built around presenting a self for validation. For Mai Sakurajima, this feedback loop is literalized. Her vanishing act is simply the ultimate consequence. It's the ultimate consequence of an unvalidated existence. A digital ghost in a physical world, perpetually at the mercy of perception. The more perfect the image, the more fragile the underlying self becomes if that validation is ever withdrawn. This is the silent contract she lives under. So what happens when the validation stops? When the audience moves on? When even the one who sees you most clearly, falters? Does the self then truly disappear, or merely shatter? This isn't a theoretical question for Mai Sakurajima. It's the recurring existential threat that defines her. An echo of the void. Her struggle for visibility, her adolescent syndrome arc, is not just about a temporary affliction. It's a metaphor for the constant precariousness of a self built on external acknowledgement. Her fear isn't of being forgotten, but of becoming forgettable. A subtle but crucial distinction. Even in the series' resolution, her validation isn't entirely self-generated. It's secured. It's stable. But here's the contradiction: the underlying architecture, the need for an external mirror, remains. The story concludes, but the psychological pattern persists. A peace achieved, not through internal reconstruction, but through securing reliable anchors. So, when you see Mai Sakurajima, don't just see the beloved senpai, the iconic figure. See the careful balancing act. The quiet strength born not from an absence of need, but from its meticulous management. She represents a powerful, almost universal human dilemma. Her entire character is a masterclass in portraying the subtle, pervasive anxiety of self-worth. Not through dramatic outbursts, but through an underlying current of quiet vulnerability, masked by grace. A fear that if the world looks away, the self might truly cease to be. The narrative offers her a resolution, a stable form of recognition. But it doesn't dismantle the core mechanism of validation itself. It simply optimizes it, makes it reliable. The question lingers: what does it mean to be truly independent of the gaze? What happens when the gaze is the only proof? Mai Sakurajima's story isn't just about a fantastic phenomenon. It's a chilling reminder that our sense of self is often a collaborative effort, constructed from how others perceive us. And when that collaboration falters, so too does our reality. Mai Sakurajima is not just a character who needs to be seen. She is a mirror. A reflection of the constructed self we all present, hoping it will be enough. And in that reflection, the most disturbing question remains: when you look away, who are you? And is it truly you? And that question, for Mai Sakurajima, is not merely rhetorical. It's the precipice upon which her very existence is balanced. For if the self is a collaboration, then true autonomy, an identity forged purely from within, remains a concept largely theoretical. What she has achieved is not self-sufficiency, but rather the most robust form of interdependency imaginable, a meticulously arranged constellation of gazes designed to hold her in place. Her anchors are strong, but they are external. They are not intrinsic. This distinction is vital. It means her peace, her stability, is always contingent. A delicate ecosystem of acknowledgement, sustained by carefully managed connections. The series provides the comfort of a successful conclusion, but the underlying tension whispers on, what if the carefully constructed system falters? What if the collaborative effort is interrupted, even for a moment? Her fear isn't just of disappearing from the world, it's the deeper, more unsettling fear that without the world, there might be nothing truly there to disappear. A self eternally defined by its echoes.